Hey guys, just wanted to do a quick video, a little more update on the boat here. I'm getting lots of questions on YouTube, so I thought it'd be just a little easier to do another video to show guys the battery system, how the fuel tank is, and the floor. I know there's lots of guys that buy the boat without the floor in it. They want to make it themselves and they want to see what the underside looks like and see how I have the electrical and fuel lines running in it. So like I said, just thought I'd do a quick video here to show it and hopefully answer some of your guys' questions. Okay, so first thing we'll go over here is the floor. The front section and the back section are the same. They got a couple rib sections made out of laminated plywood here. And on both, just the one side, I had to cut out channels. And actually this side I had to cut out two on both ends. So this is how the electrical system's going from the battery, which I'll show you in a bit. Going back underneath the seat here, running up to the motor, and same with the fuel system here. They have the conduit here running underneath the seats to the fuel system running through. So I just drilled some holes, used some rubber grommets, and the fuel line's going to the 25-liter fuel tank there. So that's what the underside of the floor looks like. And I'll put some rough measurements in the description for the guys that want to build their own floors. Pretty basic. Once it rots out, it'll be easy to replace. So the next thing we'll look at quickly here is the middle seats here, how I dug out the foam and put the fuel tank and the battery up front. The reason why I did that is the boat's kind of ass heavy, sitting in the back here with the tiller and with my kicker, so I wanted to move the weight further up forward so it'd get a better ride. So it does ride a lot better as soon as I did that. I asked Lund about taking out the foam in the seats, and they said the foam is just there in case the boat sinks. It makes it easier to recover, so it's not that big of a deal. It doesn't add any other benefits when the boat's on top, so as long as you don't sink your boat, you're fine without it. Even if you did, it's not that big of a deal. There's not much foam taken out, and there's still foam in the whole front section, and in the rear section is all still foam there, so they said it was fine, not that big of a deal to do, so I think it's worth doing if you're having some ride issues with the ass heavy boat here. So I'll show you what it looks like. So on the right side of the boat, I went and put the battery, and that is with the plywood removed, and I just used a knife to dig it out and carve out the foam. That's a Minn Kota battery box, which is worth getting one. Really easy to hook up, protects the battery, and then you have the external connections to hook up any electronics you want. So the main power to the motor is actually hooked up directly to the battery, and then the terminals here for the Scotty Downriggers, they got the Scotty fuse holders here, and for the Humminbird sonar, there's the fuse for that one. Simple wiring to it. And down below there, pretty hard to see, but that's where the lines are coming in. So the next thing I'll show you here is the fuel tank side set up the same as the battery side. I just ended up cutting the top plywood, put a piano hinge in. I just got one from Home Depot, thinking about ordering a stainless one off Amazon because I am getting a bit of rust here, so I will have to replace it. So went with a simple buckle here I had off a backpack to keep it tight, and it's easy access, flips up, and we got the fuel tank. So it's a 25-liter fuel tank in there. Glued on a couple rubber pads there just so it doesn't bounce. And works out pretty good. Easy access. for fueling it up. So the last thing I'll go over here is the Scotty Downriggers, the Electric Downriggers. If you watched my other videos, you saw we started with the manual Downriggers on the boat. And they're okay, but especially on a small boat, room is a premium. And it's just nice to be able to reach over, press a button, and the ball's coming up on its own. You don't have to have someone there trying to wind it up to get the cable out of the way. So they're definitely worth looking into. They're just not for big boats. And like I said before, with the Group 24 starting battery, it had no issue running an 8-hour day, running the balls up and down from 100 feet, and it still had lots of juice at the end of the day to fire up the mains. So they don't draw much power, and they're definitely well worth looking into. I'm running a 10-pound ball, and that's good enough for us out here on the lake. So definitely worth checking out. Like I said, the connections are pretty easy, and I'll show you a little more detail here. So here's a quick look at the plug that comes with the Electric Downriggers from Scotty. Just a simple twist lock plug. They give you the connection to plug it into. It's got a nice weather cover, and there's a drain hole for water so water doesn't pool in there. Simple enough. Drill a couple holes, screw this plate on, and underneath there's the connection. They don't give you wire to run the Downrigger to a battery. I did buy the Scotty electrical wire just because it's heavy duty and marine wire. So simple enough, 2 wires, plug it in, run through the conduit, and you saw how it was hooked up to the battery. So pretty simple. Well worth looking into if you do any downrigger fishing. Okay, well, thanks for watching my video here. Hopefully this helped answer some of the questions I've been getting about the fuel system and the battery and the floor. For the guys that want to make their own floor, I'll put some rough measurements in the description below. If you have any more questions, please feel free to leave a comment. I'll try to get back to you. You can also find me on Instagram at Shuswap Outdoors. I'm also on Facebook, so check me out there as well. And if you have any more questions, please ask. Thanks.